Hi, my name is Andy Milner and I'm the band director at Paintsville Independent Schools in Paintsville, Kentucky. If you'd like to find out more about our band program, please visit myspace.com/PaintsvilleBand. And today we're doing lesson 12 out of this book right here, Master Theory, by Charles S. Peters and Paul Yoder. You would think that I would know this by now, but I keep forgetting. Anyway, we are going to be working on this, and it is a review. Now, the way the book works is it will give you some information on maybe one lesson, and then it will usually do a review either the following lesson or maybe 2 to 3 lessons after that. And it's not necessarily just reviewing the information that was given in the previous lesson, it's reviewing everything. So it's a good cumulative review. And so what I've done is kind of isolate the things that I believe that the lesson is hitting on. It's let's address each one. Note values. At this point, you should know that a quarter note equals 1 beat. And a half note equals 2 beats. Okay? And then a whole note equals 4. You should know that by now. And the rest values, if you can remember what those look like, the quarter rest sort of looks like a lightning bolt 3 in a way. The half rest, remember I actually did that incorrect. Looks like a hat, you know, and this part right here is filled in. I'm hoping that you all can see that. I know it's kind of there's a great deal of distance here, about 10 or 15 feet. And then the whole rest looks like this. And remember, I try to remember that by having a little man falling down into the hole. But each one of these are the same. This is worth 1 beat, 2 beats, 4 beats. All right, completing bar lines. What they're going to be giving you is, say we've got an exercise in 4/4 time signature, and they give you a quarter note, another quarter rest, a quarter rest, and a quarter note, and then maybe a half note, and a quarter note, and another quarter note. You need to know where to put the bar lines. And the way we do that is we look at the top number and we say how many beats are in a measure. And this top number tells us that. And then we have to go through and say, okay, this is worth 1 beat. This is worth 1, 1, 1. We add all of that up, and that equals 4. So right here, we're going to draw a bar line. And if you go through and you add up everything, this is worth 2, 3, and 4. I'd put a bar line there. That's how you complete bar lines. Now, identifying the time signature. This is where they already have the measures in place for you, but then they go through and they give you the notes, but they don't give you the time signature. All right. In this case, I would count the beats in the measure. This is 1 and 2 and 3. I always usually double check just to make sure. And this is 1, and then this is worth 2 beats. So the identifying the time signature, this would be a 3/4 time signature. And then writing music. This is where they give you the measures already laid out for you, and they give you the time signature. Say we're in 4/4. They give you the time signature already. At this point, they're asking you to write the music. So you could put.
Mrs. Atkins, if you're in the building, could you please call the office?
You all got to hear that? I'm a teacher. All right. So anyway, we've got this, and it's worth 4 beats, and we put that there. Let's say we take half notes and we put them in here. All right. And I'm writing very messily, but then we've got this. Let's say we'll use some quarter notes, 2 quarter notes, and a half note. All right, so if I know how many beats or how many notes can actually fit inside of a measure, then I'm on the right track to actually writing music. If you can do this, you are composing music. You are a composer. I think that's really, really neat that, you know, we're just into lesson 12. and you're already composing your own music. Even though you may not have heard it yet, you're composing it. So it's actually really, really cool. We're actually going to go ahead and work on lesson 12, and just go through this exercise. All right, so here we are, lesson 12 review. Write the beats under each note and rest in exercise 1 and 2. Count aloud as you tap your foot for each beat. Then sing with letter names or syllables. And again, all of those performance things I'm leaving out, and I'm going to allow you to do that on your own if you wish. So I'm going to write the beats. This takes up beat 1. Remember, if we have a rest, we have to use an R. This is going to move to beat 3 because that took up beat 2, and then we go to an R again. As we come here, this takes up beats 1 and 2. Remember, we have to show that with a dash. And then with this half rest, we have to show that by showing R's and then with a dash. Alright, so now we're on this, and these are easy because this is just a simple 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then right here with the whole note, remember we have to show this by going 1, 2, 3, dash 4. Just like that. Now, I'm not going to show you the next one because it's exactly the same. Just remember that because we're in 3/4, we can only go to 3 beats. Once we hit the 3, we have to move on. But again, for the sake of time, I'm going to move on. Now we have draw in the missing bar lines in exercise 3 and 4. Then write the beats. Count, tap, and sing. Because we're in 4/4, we're going to count the beats. We've got beat 1, 2, 3, and 4. Draw our bar lines. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then right here, take a look here whether or not that is a whole note or half note. I mean a half rest or a whole rest. Ask yourself, is it above or below the line? In this case, it's actually making it look like a hat. So it is a half rest. So we're going to go rest and dash R. Okay, after we have our rests, we're going to remember that takes up beats 1 and 2, and then this will take up beats 3 and 4. We'll go ahead and draw our bar line there, and then of course this takes up 1 and 2, and then rest and rest. Same idea here, drawing the missing bar lines, and for the sake of time I have skipped this in terms of just writing the beats, but you all of course will not. So we get down to this part right here. It says we're in 2/4, so we have to count 1 and 2. There's our bar line. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then on this half note, it takes up 2 beats in itself. So we'll go there, and then 1 and 2, 1 and 2. The half note takes up a beat itself, and then 1 and 2. Now, I wonder why we didn't see any whole notes. I think you know the answer to that, but remember, a whole note is too big to fit inside of a 2/4 bar. Now we get into place the correct time signature, then write the beats. So we have to be able to count these. We go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And just to check, we go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So this has to be 4. And then of course we would go and write the beats, and I think you've had enough review on that. And then over here we go 1 and 2, and then we notice that this is a half note, so chances are we're going to be in 2/4. And then of course write the beats. And then right here in in number 7 and 8, this is your chance to compose. Remember, the only real rules that you have to follow are making sure you do not put too many notes inside of a measure. Remember, this is 4 beats, so we can fit that perfectly fine. There, there. And you can write these on any line or space that you want, but when you do, make sure that you're using the correct stem direction. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I really enjoy it, and if you let's see, we'll be back on lesson 13. Thanks a lot.